to go back to Kyren Williams for a second, are you worried about Cam Akers catching the ball? Because Kyren Williams is very, very good at catching the ball. And it's one of those weird things where he ran slowly in the combine, so all of a sudden he's bad, so he didn't get drafted highly.
Exactly.
Like that's what worries me a little bit. Like, okay, you can't gauge much on what happened in the playoffs for Akers because he shouldn't have been able to walk, no less play football.
True.
But I don't believe they passed to him in front of the line of scrimmage more than like a handful of times. Like anytime they were passing in front of the line, it was to Darrell Henderson. And honestly, I just think Kyren Williams is a better pass catcher than Henderson is. So I'm a little worried about Akers' upside with that. But if that means Kyren Williams does well, I'm cool with that because I like him too.
Yeah, I think that you're spot on with that. I think Cam Akers is kind of I think he's going to be running back number 1 for the Rams, like in terms of running the ball. I think he's going to significantly, get the most amount of runs with that. But Darrell Henderson is a good receiving running back. The problem with Darrell Henderson is like he can't stay healthy. And so I'm concerned about that. I think that had a lot to do with why we drafted Kyren Williams. I think Kyren Williams, like Russ mentioned, he's a great receiver. What they drafted him for is actually pass protection. If you go Google like Kyren Williams, just pass protection alone, it's insane. I mean, he's not a very big receiver, but he was bodying guys. Kyren pass blocking highlights are fun. I agree. Like he is insane in pass pro, which is kind of Darrell Henderson's also good in pass pro, but again, I don't know that he can stay healthy. So I think that Kyren can kind of do it all. He's a really good receiving back. People think he's slow because of his 40 time, but you need to watch him actually play because he's very shifty. He's very hard to bring down, elusive. I'm very excited to watch him play. But in terms of, Cam Akers, I don't foresee getting a ton of receptions. I don't see him being used really as a receiving back, especially when you have guys like Darrell Henderson and Kyren Williams. But I think he's fine in that regard. Like it's not like he can't catch a ball. I'd say he's pretty like average in that aspect. I just don't think the Rams will use him in that way.
Mm-hmm. So is there a world then where, say, for whatever reason, Kyren Williams balls out this season? What do you think the Rams would be interested in trading Cam Akers and at that point and running with Williams as their bell cow in this offense?
I don't foresee them trading Cam Akers, but I could see a situation where we lose Darrell Henderson, via like free agency or, a trade. I can't off the top of my head. I don't remember where his contract's at right now, but no, I don't think that. I think that Cam and Kyren are just two very different running backs. And I think that the Rams would like to keep both of them and utilize them, with what they're good at. I think if anyone were to be let go, sadly, it'd be Darrell Henderson, who I really love.
Since last year, isn't it? 19, 20, 21, 22. Because he was drafted the year before Akers was, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I think if they lose anybody, it'd be him. But I definitely can see a situation where eventually Kyren is the main running back for the Rams. And I know a lot of people, Rams fans I'm talking about, don't like it when I say that, but I can see that happening.
I love Henderson too. That makes me sad, the thought of him having to be the castaway out of that group, but it does make sense.